New details tonight in a deadly nightclub shooting in Richland County. Accused killer in jail after almost 2 weeks on the run. Tonight, Sheriff Leon Lott sending a message to every business in the county. Plus, the push to the polls. Just a couple hours left in the primary runoff. We have team coverage of a critical day that will shape the future of South Carolina. A digital News at 5 starts now.
Live from the Fox Studios in Columbia, it's Watch Fox News at 5 Local First.
Breaking news into the Watch Fox Content Center. A wanted man accused in a mass shooting at a Richland County nightclub behind bars tonight after almost 2 weeks on the run. The accused killer arrested by deputies. Our Mike White live at the Richland County Sheriff's Department right now. That's where the sheriff just went public with these new details just a short time ago. Mike, what do we know?
Yeah, Brian, this afternoon, Sheriff Leon Lott announcing the arrest of 24-year-old Xavier Jones in connection to that fatal mass shooting at the Jerk Hut on June 14th. Now, last week, Lott did shut down the business and put chains on the doors. And now, earlier today, he showed us video of the shooting where he called it just, quote, cold-blooded. This is video of a deadly shooting at the Jerk Hut in Northwest Columbia from June 14th. 25-year-old Tyshawn Voigt was killed and 5 others were shot. Deputies had been looking for 24-year-old Xavier Jones ever since, arresting him on Monday.
If you commit a murder in Richland County, we're going to catch you. And he got caught last night.
Jones was in court Tuesday afternoon after authorities found him in Bennettsville Monday night, where he was trying to hide from law enforcement. He faces several charges, including murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. Lott says investigators still don't know what led to the gunfire.
Whatever happened that caused this, they had nothing to do with it. They just happened to be there when he just took that gun and fired 23 rounds into the people. Could care less where the bullets went. That's cold-blooded.
The June 14th shooting was the latest incident at the Zimmelcrest Road business. Authorities say 7 people have been shot there in the last 2 months. Last week, the sheriff putting chains on the club's doors, warning other businesses he would do the same to them.
Other clubs that are out here who are opening illegally, without business license, without alcohol license, who are just living off of blood money, we're going to do the same thing. I said last week, we got lots of chains, and we're going to use them in this.
Now, no bail was set for Jones this afternoon. He is currently being held at Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center. Reporting in Richland County, Mike White, Watch Fox News Local First.
Thank you, Mike. Also tonight, the sheriff reminding the public to keep their eyes open for this man, Tyjae Miller, 21 years old. He's wanted in that deadly shootout that happened in the Summit neighborhood in Northeast Columbia earlier this month. An 18-year-old was killed. Now, 4 other people, including a minor and his mother, have also been arrested in that case. Call 911 if you see Tyjae Miller. And tonight, Columbia police searching for an accused killer. This is 21-year-old Destin Barr. He's considered armed and dangerous. Now, police say Barr's wanted in a June 8th killing in Columbia. If you see Destin Barr, you know where he is. Call 911 or Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. And in Richland County also here, take a good look at your screen. This is Shane Comer. Deputies are trying to find her right now. The 54-year-old's family last heard from her on June the 14th. She is 5'5", weighs about 150 pounds. Authorities say Comer was last known to stay on Nearview Avenue in Columbia. You call the Sheriff's Department if you know her, where she is, or you see her. And in Aiken County, authorities there searching for 56-year-old Tracy West. She was last seen back in April on North Street, reported missing in May. If you see Tracy West, call 911. In Fairfield County tonight, the coroner says a Shaw airman has died after drowning in Lake Wateree. The coroner says 23-year-old Carlin Haley jumped off a pontoon boat last Thursday, wasn't able to swim, went under the water and never came back up. DNR divers finding of the body in about 25 feet of water in Fairfield County. Watch Fox News, of course, will continue to push for the latest details on everything we cover for you each and every day. And when we know, you can know. You can get real-time alerts sent right to your phone. Just download the Watch Fox News app. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now or just go straight to the website, WACH.com. And a little less than 2 hours left on this primary runoff day. Voters back to the polls all day to settle some of the biggest races of the year. The Republican primary runoff for governor, attorney general, also ag commissioner. Just a few of the races on the ballot in today's runoff. Now, more than 72,000 people voted early ahead of Decision Day. Our Megan Gagno joining us live now with more from a polling location. Megan, what do you have?
Brian, polls are open until 7 tonight, but if you are in line by 7, you still are allowed to go inside to vote. Now, for many South Carolinians, this is the second trip to the polls within 2 weeks, but today's vote decides who will ultimately make it through to November. Now, without a win here, there is no next step.
We have not missed an election in the last 50-some years, and voting is probably the best right that we have as American citizens.
That dedication brought voters back out to the polls today for a runoff 2 weeks in the making, and one that has been anything but quiet. Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette and Attorney General Alan Wilson have spent months battling for the Republican nomination in the state's first truly open governor's race in more than a decade. At the center of it all, President Trump. He initially endorsed Evette before the June 9th primary. But as Wilson gained momentum heading into the vote, Trump backed both candidates. Wilson casting his own ballot in Lexington first thing this morning. For some heading to the polls, the choice still isn't an easy one.
I don't feel very confident in our vote today for the governor position. The original person we voted for didn't make it into the runoff.
I think it's easy not to have to keep going back, but it's the only way probably to get the best candidate.
State election officials say Greenville and Charleston counties are leading the state in voter turnout so far.
Horry County has a good turnout, but again, they had a strong Republican turnout 2 weeks ago. So in those 4 locations, our turnout's pretty good, with the exception of Richland down. Why? Because of the lack of a Democratic primary here.
And while the votes are still being cast, officials want voters to know that whatever numbers come in tonight are not final. Certification happens Thursday at the local level and Friday at the state level.
But keep in mind, the same number of precincts that were open 2 weeks ago is the same number of precincts that are open this time. So getting all that information back, whether it has 10 votes or 10,000 votes, it's still going to be the same process.
Officials are reminding you to bring a photo ID to the polls. Once again, they will be open until 7 o'clock tonight. In Columbia, I'm Megan Gagno, Watch Fox News, Local First.
Thank you, Megan. Of course, with the results still hours away, Republican candidate for governor Alan Wilson starting to gather supporters, making a final push here. Wilson hosting a watch party tonight downtown Columbia, the Marriott downtown, to find out that's where they'll be watching the returns come in to see if he's the Republican nominee. Our Kiana Jordan tracking the Wilson camp tonight and joins us live now ahead of the polls closing. Still an hour and a half or so.
Yeah, Brian, that's right. People are slowly making their way here to the Marriott in downtown Columbia, and the atmosphere here is expected to be exciting tonight as everyone watches to see what voters will choose in this high-stakes race. Now, the 4-term Attorney General made a plea to Republican voters who supported unsuccessful candidates to rally behind him, promising them he would represent the conservative interests of the candidates they voted for, including Nancy Mace, Ralph Norman, and Ron Moretti. Wilson has spent months campaigning across the state, even stepping it up more to gain support during these past 2 weeks. Wilson has a conservative record in public office, focusing on issues including public safety, law enforcement support, and what he says is a strong commitment to protecting South Carolina values. Now, during the June 9th primary, Wilson picked up the most support in Richland County, while his opponent, Pamela Evette, was originally more successful in the PD.
If I'm the nominee, I'm going to do everything I can to put our ticket across the line in November. Whoever the voters choose for the other statewide races and other congressional races, I'm going to do everything I can to work with Senator Graham to get our ticket across the line in November.
Now, tonight's watch party is not only a celebration for the campaign and its efforts across the state, but also for everyone watching to gather and see any early indications of how this race will unfold tonight. But we'll be here throughout the evening giving you guys updates. Live in Columbia, I'm Kiana Jordan, Watch Fox News, Local First.
All right, thank you, Keone. The other half of this equation, Lieutenant Governor Pam Evitt. We have team coverage, of course, of the runoff tonight. Our sister station's Kara Riskus tracking the Evitt camp in Myrtle Beach as they wait for the results to roll in.
I'm outside the Dunes Golf and Beach Club, where behind me in the ballroom, Pamela Evitt will be hosting her watch party ahead of the Republican primary runoff tonight. Now, on the June 9th primary, we saw Evitt led her opponent, Alan Wilson, by 10,000 votes. We'll see if that case still stands tonight. But since then, both candidates have been endorsed by President Trump, with Evitt's coming first. Evitt has also faced some criticism about not picking a running mate yet. She said to reporters earlier today it's because she wants to take a more business-like approach. Now, whoever wins the runoff tonight will then proceed to the general election, where Republicans will hope to hold that governor's seat. The polls do close at 7 p.m. tonight, and I will be here throughout the whole time as results continue to pour in. In Myrtle Beach, I'm Kara Riskus.
Thank you, Kara. Now, another one of those statewide races that will be decided, at least the nomination process being decided tonight, the GOP Attorney General's race. Two men left in that one as well. Alexis Cooper is tracking that situation.
For the first time in a decade, South Carolina voters are deciding who could become the next state's Attorney General. And tonight, two Republicans are facing off in a runoff election for their party's nomination. Stephen Goldfinch currently serves in the South Carolina Senate representing Horry and Georgetown counties. Before that, he served in the State House, spent time in the military, and worked as a JAG officer. His campaign has centered on reducing the state's backlog of violent crime cases and strengthening immigration enforcement. Meanwhile, David Stumbo is serving his fourth term as 8th Circuit Solicitor, a position he's held since 2012. His campaign has focused on defending constitutional rights and protecting religious freedom. Neither Republican candidate secured the required 50% plus one vote in the primary earlier this month, triggering tonight's runoff election. The winner of tonight's race will advance to November's general election, where they'll face Democratic nominee Richard Reesick. In Merle's Inland, I'm Alexis Cooper reporting.
All right, not a bad day to go out and vote. Didn't have to bring the umbrella, at least. Meteorologist Will Rowe. It was a little warm, though.
Yeah, a little warm.
There were some lines and people had to stand outside, but still, no downpours to keep them away from the polls.
Yeah, no downpours today, except in northern Kershaw County. There was just a little downpour, but something else you might have noticed in Kiana's live shot, it's a bit windy. We can see that here on our camera as well. On top of the building, winds gusting up to 20-25 miles an hour as a cold front starts to squeeze in, and that's actually what's driving a couple spotty showers and storms out there right now. But otherwise, most of the Midlands seeing a lot of sunshine, just a few passing clouds here or there. And that dew point down to 65. That dew point is going to continue to decrease behind this cold front. So here's the position of the cold front right now. Most of the energy is off to our north and to our east, and there's actually a severe thunderstorm watch out there for parts of eastern North Carolina. But meanwhile here, not seeing too much. That front is continuing to squeeze in, and there's a couple of those downpours that squeeze through Kershaw County there, also moving through Lee County, and I think that they will continue to just push off to the east here. But most of the Midlands is staying dry. We're watching a couple other pop-up showers and storms across Fairfield right now, but again, most of the Midlands is likely going to stay dry through the remainder of this evening. But we're watching just Fairfield, Kershaw, Lee, and maybe Sumter County for the highest potential of seeing maybe an isolated shower or storm. But most of this stuff is going to be out of here by about 10 o'clock tonight. That cold front clears through. Skies will continue to clear into the overnight hours, and humidity is going to drop pretty quickly. So it is going to be overall refreshing as we step out the door tomorrow morning. Again, skies mainly clear for tonight, and temperatures will be a bit cooler in the upper 60s for a lot of the Midlands. And then with that lower humidity, it's also going to feel a little more pleasant out the door tomorrow. Heat index values in the mid to upper 90s today. They'll be pretty close to the actual air temperature tomorrow, which will top out in the upper 80s and low 90s across the Midlands. I'll have a full check of your forecast and tell you if there's any more rain in the forecast in just a minute.
All right, thank you, Will. Well, local first responders going head-to-head for a friendly competition that saves lives. The Richland County Sheriff part of that today, the annual Battle of the Badges blood drive in Richland County. The Sheriff's Department, also Columbia Fire and Police Departments, all donating blood today to see who can give the most, which agency can give the most units. They're teamed up with the American Red Cross to help with blood supplies during what are some very critical months during the summer. Donations and supplies tend to go down during the summer months. At the Decker Boulevard location in Columbia, they were looking to have 51 units of blood donated. Bull Street's Red Cross donation site, they were looking for 25. All those donations go to patients who suffer from cancer, sickle cell, or who are involved in critical accidents. And speaking of the summer months, children are out of school, and that also means access to those school meals can disappear as well. So neighbors have to step in to fill that void. So Watch Fox 57 is partnering with the Feeding America for Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief Program. Together we can help get fresh, nutritious meals to children all summer long when they need it. So scan that QR code on the screen right now to do it. It is easy, and you don't have to give a fortune. $1. That's it. $1 provides up to 10 meals for families in our community, and that money stays local.
Hello, I'm back already. Yeah, well, I'm going to give you one more check at the future radar. Again, we did see a couple spotty showers popping up across Fairfield, a little downpour towards northern Kershaw County and into Lee County. Again, most of the Midlands remains dry throughout this evening. We will see some cloud cover continue to build in here over the next few hours, but Fairfield, Kershaw, Lee, and Sumter counties, those are our main areas to watch for just a spotty shower or storm through about 9 or 10 o'clock this evening. But by then, the cold front will be dropping through. Humidity will be decreasing, skies will be clearing, and all of that rain will exit out of here, setting us up for a beautiful day tomorrow. So dew points in the mid-60s right now, but as we head into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, look at that, our dew points could be down in the 40s. So fairly dry air and kind of refreshing air is set to move in as we head into tonight and into tomorrow. Again, mostly clear skies tonight. Everything is out of here and done by about 10 to 11 o'clock. Skies clear throughout the night, and humidity drops, and it is going to be pretty comfortable with temperatures falling back into the upper 60s for most of the Midlands. And by tomorrow, it is going to be pretty seasonable in terms of our temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. But with that decreased humidity, it's going to feel exactly how it should in the upper 80s and low 90s. But it'll gradually start to return as we head towards the end of the week, and temperatures will also start to come up as well. By the end of the week, we're back in the mid 90s, and it's feeling more like the low 100s. And as we head through Wednesday, the low humidity is going to keep us mainly dry, so not expecting too much aside from just a few spotty clouds. I think that trend holds on into Thursday. However, some humidity will gradually start to sneak back in, so you might see 1 or 2 pop-up showers or storms Thursday afternoon, but still not expecting too much. So Wednesday and Thursday, both overall looking drier. And then as we head into Friday and through the weekend and even into next week, gets a little tricky. We have a strong area of high pressure overhead, but with the heat and humidity, we might see 1 or 2 pop-up cells, but chances remaining overall on the lower side. That's why chances stay down at around 20%. And here's that big ridge of high pressure. It's going to build in near the Bahamas and then gradually slide to the north as that jet stream starts to track up to the north as well. Eventually, it's going to be sitting pretty much right over the entire East Coast. That's going to keep us dry and also acting as a heat dome. So that is why that heat is really going to build in as we head towards the weekend and into next week. I mean, I don't really have to say much here. Just look at that, upper 90s, low 100s, whatever you want to call it. It's just going to be hot, and it's going to feel more like the low 100s out there. And as we head through next week, rain chances still going to remain low. Again, it's all dependent on how strong that ridge is and where exactly it sets up. Due to the heat and humidity, might see a pop-up shower or storm, but it's not really going to amount to much. I think most of the Midlands and most of the state, at that fact, trends anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of rain. So again, a fairly quiet, just hot weekend, and again, pretty typical summertime pattern where we might see 1 or 2 pop-up cells here or there, but honestly looking to be mainly dry over the next 10 days.
All right, thank you, Will. Well, coming up tonight on the News at 10, President Trump set to meet with Senate Republicans tomorrow as he ramps up pressure on them to pass the SAVE Act. Well, the president is also urging lawmakers to tie the election security measure to a broader extension of key federal surveillance that authorities use under FISA. Find out more tonight when you tune in to the News at 10. And coming up tonight after the Sports Zone here on Watch Fox, here's what you can expect from the National News Desk with Dee Dee Gatton.
I'm Dee Dee Gatton with the National News Desk in Washington, D.C., and this is your news update.
As alleged in the various indictments, these individuals participated in healthcare fraud schemes involving over $6.5 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
The Justice Department has announced charges against 455 people across 45 states accused of participating in healthcare fraud involving billions of dollars. Authorities claim the fraud included false billing, kickback arrangements, unnecessary medical services, and other schemes. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said it marks the greatest combined federal and state effort to combat healthcare fraud in history. And
he's wanting to leave this weekend and go with a group of people to help, fight the corrupt government.
Newly released 911 calls are shedding light on how an Ohio mother helped thwart the alleged UFC White House terror plot. The mother of Tyson Proper and her cousin called authorities with concerns about Proper's weapons, mindset, and plans to, quote, fight the corrupt government. Authorities say Proper was one of 7 men involved in a conspiracy targeting the June 14th event. NBC Today show anchor Savannah Guthrie is again pleading for tips about the disappearance of her mother, Nancy Guthrie, saying this morning that, quote, somebody knows something. It comes after law enforcement revealed that a ransom note sent to news outlets in February said the 84-year-old had died and that the person or people responsible did not mean for her to die. And that's your news update.
Well, you can stay up to date on national headlines by watching the National News Desk right here on Watch Fox 57 at 11, right after the Sports Zone. All right, donut folks.
Oh, yeah.
Krispy Kreme. This is for you, right?
Best story of the day.
Have you already dipped into the summer collection there?
I have not yet.
All right,
I
maybe
got
you
the
need
spring
to.
collection. I have to
Well,
get
it's
the
gone
summer
now
collection.
because
I know, yeah.
summer's here. Here's what's in it. Just a few things. We can't name all of them. We'll be here all night. But glazed strawberry cake, lemon bar, key lime pie, and a cannoli-inspired donut as well. But like we mentioned, the summer season collection means bye-bye.
Yep.
There's some other flavors, things that are pretty good too. Hershey's double chocolate, strawberries and cream, banana pudding, and the original glazed blueberry cake donuts. They're going to be leaving the menu for a little while because they're part of the spring.
The banana pudding and the blueberry are my absolute favorites.
I don't know why
off of
blueberry
that
has
menu.
to be removed from
I know,
the summer.
right? I thought they used to always have it. I know Dunkin' has it.
They do.
Yeah, so, but I'll have to try it, especially the key lime pie. That one.
Yeah.
gets my
Before I
attention.
could even name the flavor, you were ready to dive in.
Well, anyway, a final check of your forecast is definitely going to feel like summer, so good job bringing the summer menu back, because take a look at the weekend and into next week. We're soaring all the way to the upper 90s, low 100s. Again, whatever you want to call it, it's just going to be hot. Aside from a few isolated pop-up showers each afternoon, really looking to be mainly dry over the next 10 to 14 days. It, again, really just depends on the position of where that high pressure is and how strong it gets. That's really going to determine how much we actually see out of it. But again, not looking to be too much, just pretty typical.
You're
Heat and
still
humidity storms.
sticking to that 99. You just won't bump it up that 1 degree, will you?
Yeah, you know, that's,
well, when
that's
reality
my
hits, it's probably going to
rating,
be. It's probably going to be the
Yeah.
triple.
You know, but I will say, one day is probably at least going to hit 100.
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
It's my meteorology skills. You know, they're very deep.
Oh yeah. You've been here much longer than I have.
Yeah, but I've
been
never
through
studied
many
that. I
meteorologists.
never studied that. All right, that's going to do it for this digital edition of the News at 5. We're going to see you in a few hours on air for the News at 10.